Hello. Pick a doodlingette. So this is pile 1. There's no collective today. Pyramid. Mid of the pyra. Pyromid. This Himalayan quartz cluster. Gently does it. And then even more gently does it the succulents. Babies growing. And the little rubber to keep it keep it from falling apart. Oh, it's all falling apart. There we go. See you at your piles. Okay. Welcome in, part 1. Interesting energy, interesting energy. Let's start with animal cards. I say interesting energy mainly because I didn't like, I don't know, the placement of the pyramid, it felt so like particular, and that I didn't want there to be gap around the side, so there could be something about like no room for errors, but it's not something that was like scaring me. It was quite an exciting feeling. We have magpie, jellyfish. Yeah, I'm wanting to put everything like no lines, all pushed together. What does this mean? But not overlapping. There should be decks that have like puzzle pieces that fit in together and like clink. I might have to make one of those some one day. That kind of fits with magpie energy and jellyfish of like ingenuity feeling. What are you building? Or putting together? What have you put together? Pig. It's an interesting feeling. It's like, I also feel a bit slow. And I don't mean slow like gentle, or like speed of energy so much as I do like brain slow, like I feel a bit like not with it, but also quite very with it. Is that how you're feeling? Or just who you are? There could be a question of like how much is who you are and how much is just the like present time of life. Back of the deck is dolphin. Okay. I just heard a song that says cocaine, cocaine. I don't remember the name of the song, but it's by Spasme if you are curious. Oh, it could be a weird alternate account though, so I don't know. I don't think it is. Okay, pile 1. Are you a bit distracted too? It's that okay, it's an interesting feeling because I feel like nobody in their right mind would call you slow. Like some of you could have even like, or some of them I guess, could have clicked off when I called them slow just because not because of like offended, just literally because, oh, that can't be my reading because I know that I'm not with it kind of thing. Or I don't know, there's a degree of intelligence here that I really want to note. So we have, did I say pig? We have pig. I think I did. We also have cherry laurel and hahah. Cherry laurel feels like magpie and hahah feels like jellyfish. I wouldn't usually say that, but in this moment they do. We have conifer, which kind of feels like pyro or pyramid feeling. A bit of third eye action going on. Okay, back of the deck is Angels, which is interesting to me because of how it came out, in that the deck had to like split in a weird way in order to get to that, and I saw then future and past popping out. So there could be something about your future and your past that had to be like a weird way in order for like the true you to flourish, or in order for the groundwork of whatever this is going to be on about to be. I'm very, very slow right here. I really want to let you know that. And let's keep building more of a puzzle piece set. Why do I not want you to see the outside? That's what I'm questioning. I think you really know what you're doing. 24. What is this feeling? Are some of you just really out of it? But it's like you're not usually? What? 24. 69. What are you trying to build or put together? 77 at the back now. This setup, what is going on? This is going to take me a moment. Feel free to skip ahead. This is the thing, I'm literally not picking up on anything. But I am. It's like I know there's something there. It's like I can feel you. But it's even making me question, like, is this video gonna somehow just die and not get to anyone? I can feel you just in a really weird way. Like, you're almost absent. Do you just really not like being read? Are you kind of wary? I'm being drawn back to the no room for mistakes thing. But it's not coming through in like a really serious way. It's... How do I explain this? The energy I'm picking up on, like, just slightly. It's like I'm trying to have a like one-on-one conversation with you, and you're at like the back of the room, like on the other end of the room, and I'm like sat in the chair with another empty chair beside me. It's like I know that you're in the room and you're listening. That's the thing, you're listening. But why are you not sat in the chair? I don't really get it. Is this you feeling like you don't fit the chair? It's not that though. I feel like this has to do with the way you were brought up in some way. Like you were... It's a feeling of like you were made to feel like you could only fit in certain places. I really am not getting anything. This is a cool experience. It's really like you're only slightly here. Let's get some bird cards. Wood chat shrike. Chat, there's something about you don't... Do you just not speak much? Is that something strong here? Something has gone cold, or are you feeling quite numb? Because I feel like your mind is operating. It's not really being highlighted to me right now, but there's a feeling of like maybe like a monotone kind of life where you're not really experiencing anything new, and so you've kind of like gone on autopilot, and so it's like your soul isn't really present. We have, wait, this is Marsh Tit, I think. Yay! Is that in fitting? It is. There's like a strong sense of structure that I think you live by, but maybe without having realized that that's the way you live. You have Carry On Crow. I think you're very forward thinking and you're not afraid of letting go of anything that would get in your way. I feel that very strongly. These are like kind of popping out. We have Blackbird, Pied Flycatcher. Whoa! I've never seen this bird in my life. Pintail. I kind of remember. Okay, this is interesting. I'm taking that one. And then Kestrel. Okay. So when I said the name of this, Pintail, it's like I know I've said that name before, but I swear I've never seen this duck in my life, or this bird. It mirrors itself so well. I feel like your life has really mirrored who you are, and people probably know you very well based off what your life looks like and or your creations. I think people know you based off like a very specific aspect of you or very specific expression. And I feel like you've forgotten like a sense of newness in some way. You might be one who's always chasing the next thing. And again, it's like you're not afraid to cut out that which isn't in alignment with what you're wanting. Your life really mirrors that certain aspect of yourself, and that's very visible. I think you could be highly sought after for this particular part of yourself. I'm going to say for most of you it's your ingenuity, it's something to do with a strength of mind or like a particular aspect of your mind. Which combines a level of like your ability to execute like unthought of ideas. That's what I'm gonna say. It could be simpler than that sounds, but for a lot of you I think it is more on the complex side. There's a feeling of like only you can do this because it's you that's doing it. There's a pain here that I don't think you're aware of or you haven't been aware of for a while. Maybe it's started surfacing lately. You may have even recognized this as being, or like seen this, described this as being like a pain of like no ideas or not being able to do certain projects or like get grants for certain things, or like there being like a stick in the mud in some way. But I think that it's not so much on like external influences, and it's more like you're being shown like what is this feeling? It's like you're trying. It's like the universe yourself is showing you that you've been in pain for a very, very long time and didn't realize it. It's like you grew up nested in thorns, and so you didn't realize that thorns hurt. It's like you didn't really realize that you were in pain. And I think that you reached a space where you're wanting to further expand in some way, or your heart has been activated perhaps for some of you. And it's like those thorns are digging further in now, or you're really just becoming like softer. I think that's it for most of you. It's like you've softened, and softening is bringing so much more awareness to those thorns. It might be like causing disruption in your work life. You might feel, some of you might be absent from work, or you might be not acting in the way that people expect you to. There's a sense of like perhaps losing hope in a way that you never thought would be possible for you in particular. It's like, I think you are almost being humanized, like, or like grounded in a way that like you thought that you maybe were above or beyond, or just that emotions weren't really as relevant for you, or you felt like you could like ignore certain aspects of your species' like general being that you see other people experiencing, or you've always seen people like this, but you never thought that it applied for you. And I think it's starting to apply for you. For some of you, this could be old age, and it's a feeling like you thought maybe that you, like a disbelief in your own aging. Could also have to do with just other illnesses, but I'm wanting to bring this more to the mind, because even if it is being reflected in your body, I think that this is all about like a pain that has always been there, but you just didn't really recognize it until now. Some of you also, you may have felt like you could have anything that you set your mind to, and then you found something that you couldn't get, and that it's like it creates a new pattern in your mind. Like it's almost like you're bumping up against the wall, like I don't get it. It's like it's not something you've experienced before. Maybe you've recently experienced like a quote-unquote failure for the first time, and you've always been one who can, well, succeed. It's a feeling of it actually feels quite good. It feels like you feel less responsible now, or you feel less like a god, or less it's a feeling of like you feel less important, and from that it kind of opens you to a whole other range of living, which feels more vibrant or feels freeing in some way. You may also have just simply stepped down from a higher position. It's a feeling of like something doesn't make sense to you. You feel like It's like you feel like you should be able to get anything that you set your mind to. And you really just did this in a normal way of setting your mind to it as you always would, but you didn't get it. I think that's the situation for most of you. Feel free to just take the energy I'm saying if that doesn't directly apply in that way for you. But I think there's a sense flowing throughout for everyone of this, like something just doesn't really click or didn't really make sense, whether that be present or past. If it's past, I think it's quite recent past though. Okay, now I'm noticing that now there's just like 2 lines, I think. Is there a line? Ooh. Oh, I hadn't charged my phone. 1 moment. I had plugged it in, but I hadn't turned the plug on. That feels like this. It feels like... I'm gonna close the window for you actually, 1 sec. Yeah. It's like there's a readjustment happening to help you really focus, not on what's going on outside of you or what you're usually focused on, but on yourself. I think you might have been taught to neglect your own emotions, or that you didn't have emotions, or that they just, didn't matter, neglect. I think that you may have also used your emotions to like get you places. So it's like even if you did acknowledge that you had emotions and you didn't disregard them, it's more like, okay, like what can I do with this? How can I use this to my benefit? And I think you're settling more into like a softer, gentler, less moving feeling or lifestyle. It's giving me the feeling of going from 10th house, going from Capricorn, working, quite simply working, having a goal, having a mountaintop to climb always, to settling down in 4th house and Cancer and like finding comfort, finding gentleness. I think you could have been one who didn't value family before, and now you're starting to value family more. A feeling of like less of a proactive, chaotic life and more of a like simple life, like feeling or seeing the value in what's right here, right now. You might have lived in like your ideas, your I heard money moves, your like how far can I look forward, how far into the distance can I see? And it's like that's what inspired you, that's what invigorated you, and that was amazing for a long time of your life. But I think that you're not finding the value as much in how far can I see in front of me and that landscape, but you're looking right down at the landscape that's right here and seeing the value in all that is like right around you. I'm gonna drink some water. There's a feeling here of like dusting yourself off. For some of you, this might have been something that those who love you had been like wanting for you for a while, or just that there could be something to do with your loved ones and their care for you. I feel this a bit less, but I want to mention some of you who aren't surrounded by those that you love, there's a feeling of like not having cared about that before, but now that like hitting you more and you wanting more of that close companionship. Or it doesn't have to be companion like a romantic partner, but like family in some sense, that feeling. Friends. I'm getting another example of perhaps in the past you had friends who like benefited your work or benefited that like horizon you were seeing, the mountaintop you were going to climb or you were climbing. And now maybe your values are changing surrounding the company you keep and what type of people or what type of beings that you're wanting to relate with, you're wanting to spend your life in communication, in collaboration with. Yeah, I think your mind has really been opened to a new way of living. I think the word like humbling could fit here. It's a feeling of like being back in your body more, but not in a way of like, okay, what can my body do for me? Or like, how far can I push it? But just in a way of like having gratitude for the body that you are in. And I want to bring it back to, again, like your direct vicinity, like what is right here. Simpler pleasures. Okay, pile 1, that's where I'm going to leave your reading. That was really interesting. I like that energy. What do I want to say? It feels like you're really connecting into your heart more. And like perhaps for some of you, it's like you're having more respect for those around you. Perhaps you were taught that you needed to respect yourself more than others. And this is bringing you more into like a feeling of resonance with those around you or with everyone, everything, as opposed to maybe feeling like you needed to be on top or higher. This is a feeling of, it's a feeling of like hugging another and like that just being so pure and finding more of the joys in relating with like your similarities with others. Maybe some of you found more safety in recognizing your differences and how you were set apart from the crowd, but this is like a homecoming of like, actually I love this species, or I love and feel like I really am this species or this planet or whatever collective, maybe just group of friends or workplace. It's a feeling of no longer like needing to be the boss and feeling more like at peace with your like a more natural feeling, a more like less being okay no matter how far up the ladder you are, or no matter what line of work you're in, or for some of you like how high your paycheck is or big your paycheck is. Some of you may have been born into really influential families too, and it's kind of like the moment you were born, you were placed on a sort of throne, and this would be a feeling of recognizing that that throne is still just a piece of wood kind of thing, or it's still just a part of the earth, and feeling like it's safer for you to feel more on the same level as everyone else or as everything else. Or maybe just seeing the world less through like levels. I think you're remembering your soul. And maybe for some of you that feels a bit scary. If you'd based a lot of your life or your feeling of stability on like a persona or like a particular aspect of yourself, releasing your grip on that certain part of yourself opens you up to all the other parts of yourself that you can enjoy and that you can value just as much. But that might be, you might be still wary of that, and this is just a process that's unfolding for you, with you. Yeah, okay, now I leave your reading. Bye bye, see you again if I do. If not, enjoy this new sense of life that you are coming into, or have come into, or both. I love getting into the next pile and immediately being like, oh yeah, that was definitely their energy. Before that I was feeling it wasn't just me. Hello, pile number 2. Where do we put your crystal then? Welcome in, pile number 2. Do you usually choose like more tiger's eye kind of crystals, or is this some sort of like a, didn't expect to choose this one? Let's start with these cards. Or are you surprised by a certain lightness of something? I just imagine dunking this crystal in water, which I think, I don't know, I want to say because it's like a Himalayan quartz. It's like I'm imagining it melting, but not, I don't know, only like the lower half. Something is dissolving here for sure. I think you might have mixed emotions surrounding it, but possibly lighter than you expected to feel. I'm also really noticing the clouds for you, but I'm kind of wanting to say, like, I don't feel like you would usually look at the clouds, like you might look at them like a dismal day. less with brightness in your eyes. Maybe you'd usually be happier to see the sun or the sky, the blue, but now it's like there's something of like a less coloration is actually feeling exciting. Yeah, there's like a clarity or like a clear feeling here. Interesting, I'm placing everything for you from right to left. So there's something about going from the future to the past, working your way back. You could be one, I bet you resonate with like crown chakra energy or quite mystical energy. And I think that you... interesting. Okay, not all of you will resonate with that, which is a weird thing to say, I feel. At least in this moment it feels weird. Suddenly I feel more pile ones here, and there's like a weird feeling here. I think I might stand up for a little bit for you and reposition a bit the cards and myself. Are you doing a bit of like a repositioning? Okay, runes. There's something about like the way you're folding, or maybe you feel like you folded, like you've given up on something. That could be what that like dissolving something is. I'm thinking of dissolving contracts. That could be significant for some of you. Ooh, interesting. We have Orthala, and both of these, so North is and Orthala, both of these are like leaning. They're sat in a way which isn't really showing themselves. But this is reminding me of a bit of Pal 1's message, but the energy is so different here. At least partially. It is, it's so different. This is so excited. That there's no resistance here. There's a feeling that you're really allowing yourself to like go with the flow. Go with a new flow. Go with your flow. Find your flow. But the front markings, it's like maybe that is usually the center point. But like the face is usually most seen, but this time it's like there's more of the body being shown. It's like this isn't just like the symbol, this is a crystal. Just with a symbol on it. Maybe what you used to represent is less apparent for you now. And you're feeling more whole in all of yourself. I'm interestingly wanting to get another rune. And these feel like jumping down. I was actually going to put this over here, but it feels like a progression. So we have daggers. I said interesting that we have Orthala, or I thought that. I don't know what. I don't know how much I said. That could be relevant here, like you're not sure how much you've expressed already. Of what, I ask? Of what? But Orthala feels like this card to me, which is weird. It's like I thought that was gonna really be something, but now I'm kind of like, oh, that didn't really matter that much. So it feels like that could be something you've come from, like thinking that something really mattered to you and then realizing actually you're quite happy without it, or actually it just didn't matter as much as you thought it would. It's like it didn't hold as much weight. There was more to you, or there's more to life. Okay, we have fox, blonk, and spider. Ooh, the manipulation energy. Gotta love a bit of manipulation. Manipulation of love. Bam, bam, bam. One more card, I think, of the animal cards. I think you're very intentional with what you're creating. It's just that you might. I think the way in which you're creating is so different than you used to do it. You might be really delving into your ancestry. Maybe how your family line used to operate, or certain aspects of them that are being highlighted to you that is really helping you find your way more. I think it has to do with like finding your way in a very new way. With back of the deck was bat, for those of you who weren't watching. There's something about that expression for those of you who weren't watching. Is that relevant for some of you here? And tortoise. I don't know if I said that either. Okay, now we'll get these cards. There's a relearning going on for you. But those words might be surprising, or maybe for some of you, you're surprised at how that fits. We have Sirius B. there's a feeling of like, how much can I get into, or back of the deck is hawthorn tree, and we just got mermaid. I feel like that's something significant for you. How I it's a feeling of like having got the cards, but then only realizing what they were a few moments down the line. You're definitely realizing something about yourself that has come later than at the point of like what it is you're realizing. I'm gonna sit down for you now and get a couple character cards. Actually, I feel like a lot of you are bringing peace to your past, maybe through your own creation. A lot of you, I feel like you have like reached a state of fulfillment, but like the wrong way around to usual. It's like you began with that. I mean, I guess everyone begins with fulfillment, but I don't know why working backwards is so significant for you. We have Draluk, which is interesting since we had Bat at the back of the deck for you, because this is a vampire. Turning to sand. Yeah, he like when he's afraid he turns to sand, and that's reminding me of that image I got of this crystal dissolving. But the fact that his hand is up is like you're inviting of the release of something. Which feels like it has a big impact on you. Okay. Oh, we have John. These two are from the same anime. He's like, John is like the armadillo familiar of Draluk. Okay. I'm wanting to say there's a lot of intense energy here, but I'm not really feeling that primarily with you. It's like I'm more in an excited energy. But I think that there's so much groundwork reshaping going on. Reshaping. It's shaking and thus it is being reshapen. Reshaped. Reshapen, I like that more. Tortoise. It really is something about like later on in life, you then going back to past you and having like past you direct you in some way. I guess you could relate that to someone outside of yourself, like someone else in your past directing you. Things are just like backwards here. North talks about a need and feeling like you're lacking. At least this is what I'm saying. It's like a sense of feeling like you're lacking and like the struggle of not knowing how to meet yourself in a way where you're like able to feel content with all that you have. Othala is a rune of like heritage, and Dagaz is a rune of like between the worlds. It can speak to a heaviness like before the light comes. Yet there's a lot about like being in the dark here, moving in silence or moving without. Yeah, there's this feeling here definitely of moving without and then fill in the blank. Oh, that's so interesting. But it's like you're made for this. You're made to move in the dark. That's what this feels like. Which I think that fits why I was saying, like, do you not usually choose a crystal like this? Because this is like so light. Even saying like, I was drawn now to the clouds, but usually you'd be drawn to like the sky. It's a feeling of like you're not usually this light, or you're like maybe you're afraid of the light, and that's being like ushered in some way. But I feel like there's a strong focus for you on the darkness of where you're currently at, and like recognizing the cleanliness in which you are navigating that. I think that you really it's like you're a perfect fit, but I'm wanting, maybe that's for something more particular for you, but I'm wanting to say it's like you're a perfect fit for your own situation. Like you are able to handle that which you're handling because of like, I'm wanting to say like certain gifts that you have, like ancestral line. It's like you're tapping into your own powers, your own skill sets. Some of you might relate it more to like your soul and who you've been in past lives or future lives in general. You're really feeling into your own ability to create. And it really feels like it like comes from a void kind of feeling, a darkness, an unknowing. You're finding the known through traversing the unknown. Sometimes it's like you can find more of the known through like gathering all the pieces of what is already known and placing them together and seeing how they all fit together. But this is really a sense of feeling into the darkness of where you are and then feeling your own self more strongly because of that lack of like feeling of self outside of you. Because of the lack, it's like because of the lack, you're seeing who you really are. I think for a lot of you, I want to say again, at a soul level, it's like who you really are. We have causal snake. There's so much transformational energy here, so much intentional creation through that which you're willing to dissolve, that which you're willing to like let be the natural way that it is. For some of you, maybe you'd resonate with it being more like the unnatural way that it is, but there's an allowance of this. There's a drawing through it. There's no avoidance here of difficulty. There's an embrace of that which you can create from that. It's transformation energy of like literally taking all the dirt and turning it into something. It's using all the parts, but not for the way that they're currently intended. It's using them to make big shifts. I really feel like it's like you're feeling like partner in crime energy. Partnered with the universe, partners with your soul. Maybe some of you relate that more to your partner that you have, whether that be romantic, friendship, familial, or other. There's a sense of like destiny woven here, it feels like too. So causal snake and then the unconditional love card. Yeah, this is like two entirely, two at the top, which just feels like that energy of like partnering up. And back of the deck is spirit of pair. Again, hearing that pair like two. Also the I'm wanting to say like the innate intuition of a pair. A lot of you could be like bonding with your deceased family, like partnering up with spirit, but like maybe particular spirits. Those who once walked the land or had similar makeup as you. There's something about the way you face the world or the way you face existence. Maybe like a seriousness that comes with that. Or it's like a combo. I'm seeing Draluk's eyes and then versus John's eyes. John's are so like wide open and it really takes like new perspectives in. But then Draluk's, and that's like from the past. And then Draluk's, which is more in the future, or where you've come from, because you've like come from the future somehow. Draluk's is like closed and more serious and elongated. Like peripheral versus what's the opposite of peripheral? Like not just normal but like elongated horizontally. It's like you've got two parts now. You've got two parts of the puzzle. Like you can see in both ways. You can... Is it like the ability to create from two different places? I see like a third eye also like expanding up. And then it's like it expands up like an elastic band. And then when you let go of it, it plops into place like in a more crystalline way or in a more solid way. There's such a seriousness to this, but it goes hand in hand with like a child connected feeling too. And I think that so many of you are really just opening up to what you can do, what you can create. And it's not like in a burst, like there's no, the blank card didn't come out for you. It's not like a feeling of like, or perthro. It's not a feeling of like leaving it up to fate. It's not a feeling of like jump and the net will appear. It's more of a feeling of jump into the darkness and weave that net yourself. I think you're really understanding the way that life works. And I'm kind of wanting to hone in on for you. How does life work for you? I think you're intentionally navigating through life. You're intentionally creating through your understanding of what is creation and how do you particularly create. Yeah, like when you walk on the earth, what is your footprint? What is that shape? And how does it affect the shapes around you? There's a willingness you have to letting go of that which isn't like circling your footprint. Okay, saying that. Letting go of that which isn't, that you don't want to be involved in this, because you can see how it would affect the outcome of what you're trying to create or how you're trying to live. I think it's more about what you're trying to create. It kind of goes hand in hand with how, but I don't know. I like the focused energy here of the what more. It's like anything that takes you out of yourself, you're unwilling to like use as a part of your creation. I think you're feeling like the center of your own life, maybe the center of all life. It's kind of giving the opposite of Part 1 now, actually, I'm thinking, because Part 1 felt like maybe they were born with parents who wanted them to be the center of all life, and this is more like you were born... I don't even know about going back into that, which is interesting because I was literally talking about your ancestry, but I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say now you are feeling like making yourself the center of life and seeing how that allows you to operate. There's a sense of like feeling your own power to choose. Some of you may have also walked away from partnerships or companions or aspects of life which you were once really close with, because I'm kind of seeing these two as two companions, but they're like waving in the opposite direction. It's not like they're saying hi, it's more like they're saying goodbye feeling. But if that doesn't resonate, then I could also see this like, you know, like in like a fighting scene on TV, like with two backs against one another, and then they're like combating anything that would be outside of just them. There could be a sense of that too. It really is just a feeling of like you're partnering up with that which you're wanting to be partnering up with. Or you, yes, that, regardless of if that is for you thinking of new connections, or if that is for you being more solid in your present connection. I think if you have felt for a long time, or for however long, this sense of like close partnership with someone that you really cherish, then this is definitely talking about a deeper sense of that bond, a feeling extra that you are so choosing them. Not that you chose them once and then you don't think about it again, but like a continual gratitude for the connection you have. A continual choosing. With this knowledge that for everyone here, you don't need to continue to choose anything that you chose yesterday. And so anything that you do have today and you want tomorrow is up to you. And that makes it so much more precious. I think a lot of gratitude is coming to you through this difficulty of sorts, because there is a darkness here. One example is you're experiencing like an intense struggle with someone that or with something, a part of yourself or a part of life or another part of the planet, like someone that you're in like a sense of partnership with, sense of collaboration with, and they are a part of your life. I don't know why I keep wanting to like, I don't know, make the sentence more complicated. We'll get to that in a bit maybe. Or maybe that's just directly relevant for you already. But there's a feeling of like if it's not worth it's seeing if it's worth the struggle or not. Seeing what is worth your effort or not. What is worth those like extra words being said, that what is worth the complication. Letting go of that which you don't see as worth the complication, and choosing that which is worth your like extra effort. If something isn't meeting you where you're wanting to be met, then there's like a dissolving of that. And then if you feel like there's a sense of like the struggle is helping you in some way, whether that be because it's making you really realize how much you value something and that you really would like go through so much to hold that, to keep that which you do so value, or seeing that something is not adding to your life or a part of the energy that you're wanting to experience life through. I don't know if I finished my sentence there. and letting go and transforming that. There's a transformation of your relation with others, or with other here. Some of you might feel like it's more of like an independent, like solo, like personal feeling. Maybe all of you, because even if it is together, there's a feeling of, okay, but it's me and them. It's like you are still the one choosing. Yeah, I like this. Me and life. And what does that life look like? you're in like such a magnetic energy right now. It feels like it's drawing like everything to you, and that's really allowing you to, or maybe some of you feel like it's more like drawing nothing to you, but there's a feeling here of like it's drawing everything to you, and in that you're really getting to choose what you're really wanting. Maybe you've come from a sense of that nothing feeling, and then being like opened to more of like an everything has allowed you to really open your eyes to what everything really means to you, or what you want your everything to be, what it is within the gobble of everythingness that you want to be focused on. Because everything was always existing, so what part of that everything existing do you want to be feeling like is everything, or feeling like you, or is a part of your everything? Okay, that's where I'm gonna leave your reading. Pile number 2. Oh yeah, your pile 2 too. Your pile 2. Bye bye. Like your cards. This one I didn't really get anything from. That's what's that about? Well, that just feels like the energy for a lot of you. Like, I'm not actually getting anything from that, so, you know, take that out of the picture. But these, I love these. Ah, I love that you got Dralok and John. No. Where's the moon today? Maybe it's in like the later stages of Aquarius? Don't know. I feel like I'm wanting to say it's at least soon to be in Pisces. So that could be significant for those of you here. Oh, I put your crystal slightly in a new place. It's like the other side of where it usually is, and I like it. It's more hidden behind plants, within plants, and that feels very aesthetically pleasing to my eye. And it opens up more room on the other side of the big plant pot, which is on my, what's this called? Set of drawers, cabinet thing. So now I can even more easily jump up on top of it and sit like a cat, being up high. That sounded a bit like being a pie. That made me think of Pie Man. I feel like I didn't actually understand all of pile 2 you're reading. It's like, what was the thing of like actually working backwards? I feel like I didn't really say anything about ancestry, or about whatever that was on about for you. I guess it was probably too individual to everyone watching. That is my guess. Oh, that's not in shot. Guess we'll have to move it up. Okay. welcome in. Pile 3. What have we here? What have we here indeed? Start with the jumble cards for you. Are you feeling a bit like in a jumble? Because I'm seeing your succulents too. It's like you could view it as quite pleasing or like lots of new growth, but I'm seeing it now more like that's a bit of a mess, or like what do we have here feeling? Back of the deck is my life, which immediately makes me want to say if you feel drawn to the other piles, feel free to go there, but I think that I won't say more on that. I'll keep that there because it feels like it would fit. Okay, then your actual cards are Reality and Grey Squirrel, which I don't know why that's in this jumble deck. This is you! This is an animal card. It belongs in this deck. Cheetah is popping out. Okay, what is going on? I feel like I need to check these. Are you feeling like you're needing to double check on things or get things straight? Things that maybe you thought were in place that actually aren't. Maybe you thought that you were okay. Maybe this is about others in particular. You thought that there was peace but there's not, or you're finding news or revelations are coming to light. Things are coming to light that you didn't think were relevant or part of the experience. I'm just seeing if there are any more animal cards in here. I think you've been presented with something that you didn't particularly like, and you're now like questioning more of like, okay, so how much of like what I think is true is actually true, or how much of blank is actually blank. Me saying the word blank just made me think of like absence then, so that could be significant for some of you. Reality and Grey Squirrel. Yeah, you're really looking at what the truth is, or what like what is balance, or what is a part of nature and what is like not something you're wanting to accept. I'm thinking of Grey Squirrel in a way of like very moving energy that's very energetic, and right now I'm like, actually I don't like that, but maybe, so there's something that I feel like you don't like something, but in the past you may have accepted that because there was a sense of, wait, there's nothing wrong with that, isn't there? There's like, that can exist as itself. But this isn't saying whether something in itself is okay or not. This is drawing more of your awareness to, is it okay for you? Like within your life, what do you want within your life? What is the type of energy you want your life to flow with? Back of the deck is Flamingo. This could have to do with passions of yours. And again, I'm thinking of balance. But particularly like imbalance. I think you're really evaluating where... I heard where your prosperity lies. So, and that's making me think of a particular sacred geometry card, which is of prosperity, and it's so colourful. And I'm thinking it's like a favourite card of someone. It just makes me feel like you're looking at the colours of your life and seeing which colours you're really wanting, which you're happy with. Perhaps in the past it's like you thought that you needed to accept all colours because I guess the reason varies here. But I think I'm just going to say the same thing again of, I think you're reevaluating which colours you want in your life. Back of the deck is this guy, which is the jumble card for me. I drew this one on a train, and it's so like squaggly, but that's like such a part of it, and I love that. So I feel like you're in a bit of like a messy situation, but you're quite enjoying it in the sense that it's really showing you the truth of what is, and the truth that you're wanting to live through, or that it's showing you that which you're wanting to call your own. What really resonates with you. There's a sense of newness that you're coming into. This final card is one of like stepping through a portal into so much lightness, into a whole new way of being. Into a new way of being that you get to decide on. And for those of you who like don't like that, who don't want the decision to be yours, there's also a feeling of like you can co-create with the universe and with spirit guides and with allowing the essence of love to guide you. This doesn't have to be something that you go into blankly. It can, and they can be like physical ones who guide you with this too. It's a feeling of like getting to have the type of balanced life that you're wanting. What brings you balance? Now I'm gonna zip up my hoodie. It's like for some of you it's like closed for business and others of you it's like securing what is already inside. I guess that's for everyone here. Securing what is already inside. And maybe being more discerning with what you let in. I think that a lot of you are really allowing yourself to rely on spirit, allowing your own intuition to show you. Oh, what do I want to use instead of the word intuition? I'm kind of wanting to get an animal card to help me, which feels like this. It's like allowing yourself to ask for help or to see the truth. Coyote. There's such a sense of like freedom that you're being drawn into, I think. But for you, it's like a feeling of like the freedom that you're allowed to have like a less freeing life, if that's what you're really wanting, if that's your type of life. It's the freedom to choose, but not necessarily that you're wanting to choose like an airy kind of like uninhibited life. Maybe you want to feel more inhibited. Maybe you want to feel like you're enclosed, like you're really cared for and like felt and seen more deeply. I think there could be a sense that a lot of you have come from feeling like you need to accept more of like a lightness, like you need to be okay with people wanting more distance than you want. It's not a matter of like what is okay and what is not. It's just a matter of what do you want. Do you want people who focus on you more? Or do you want more of like a separation and more of a lightness between you and those that you're with? Or with things that you work on? Do you want to have a really close relationship with your creations? Or do you want it to be more of like a sideline thing? How much of a togetherness feeling are you wanting? What is like a joyful connection for you? Let's get some runes for you. I just feel like for a lot of you, there's a sense of like having felt like you had to like accept certain behaviors or other people's energies that you really just didn't like. Oh, we have the word rune. My favorite. I'm wanting to say it, but it's kind of scary. So maybe something that's your favorite, but is actually kind of scary, and maybe you're changing your idea of what is your real favorite. Because right now I want to feel more secure. I want to feel... We have Anzus and Gebo. I feel like you want a deeper connection. And you want to feel more valued. I think there's been an experience that has left you feeling like you were less valued, less desired. Not because of like how much they value you, but just because of the relationship that they... Try and twist this if this isn't about another person or being. It is about the way in which they value, like what do they value? Not how much they value you, but are your values the same? Maybe there's a sense of like lacking boundaries that you've felt pushed into in the past, or felt like you had, or that others were relaying to you, others were approaching you with. Anzus and Gebel. Yeah, I keep getting a feeling of like you're being opened up to choosing what you want out of your life, but what you're wanting isn't that sense of like openness or wavering energy. What you're really wanting is something very grounded, something reliable. I think you're wanting to be more like deeply seen. I think for a lot of you, deeply given too. It's a kind of feeling of like going from someone holding their one hand on your shoulder to actually realizing that what you're really wanting is someone to hold both their hands on either side of you, on both shoulders, or on both sides of you. Or more of like a hug instead of like just like a part side. It's a feeling of wanting to be fully embraced, I think, as opposed to like half embraced. Not because half embracing isn't okay, but just because you don't want that. Obviously, take this as it resonates. I'm not telling you that you don't want that if that's not true, but that's just the energy I'm picking up from you. From my personal perspective, which just feels like this. Like, what is your personal perspective? What is your personal value? And there doesn't have to be a right or wrong way. It can just be a your way or not your way. There could be a sense of like testing what you want too. I don't feel that for a lot of you though. Maybe that's also some of you that applied, but others of you, there's a feeling of actually I've been in testing ground, but I don't want to be in testing ground. Okay, I'm gonna sit down. I've been kind of stood up for you. Yeah, maybe that's also the feeling. It's like you've been stood up for someone, or just in life you've felt like you've been standing, but actually you're wanting to sit. It's more comfort. It's more like the chair is holding me. I'm not the only one holding myself up. There's a feeling of like support here. I want to understand a bit more of the Anzus rune. I love the Anzus rune. What's it on about? It's giving me a feeling of protection, but it's in a way of like feeling so safe and so seen and so held because of how much someone sees you, or because of maybe mental connection. It's like the desire someone has to get to know you. That's the feeling. Like some of you may have been in a partnership for years and years, but you're wanting a deeper connection with them. You're wanting to get to know them again, or to continue to get to know one another. Just like you're continuing to get to know yourself, you want to continue to get to know them, and you want them to show that same degree of like curiosity or like desire to see you. Gebo can represent a gift. So I'm thinking also like what in which ways do you most feel given to? And I think that you're wanting to step more into experiences of life who want to be giving that which you're wanting to receive, and wanting to receive that which you're wanting to give. I'm feeling a bit offended from this, so I'm gonna bring the card in. I love this card. There could be a sense of like maybe you felt like you needed a reason for something, and you're allowing yourself to step more into like the reason is just pure. It's not that you need to like prove that it's okay for you to want what you want. It's okay to just want it. It's okay to just like allow yourself to receive and pick the things and the ways of living, the ways of relating that you're desiring, that you like. There's such a fixed energy coming through, which is, it's like the opposite of what I think maybe you're a little bit in or coming from, which is like lacking intention or lacking a feeling of really holding. We have Clara. Back of the deck is Roger. Am I reading this wrong? That's what I'm thinking now. Because I can also see, because these are so open. So like, all the options. And the word rune too. But I'm thinking it's like a feeling of, what is that? I'm getting letting your guard down. But I don't know what to say after that. I'll keep Roger out. I guess you could be healing from those who were less than, I heard the word faithful, less than in alignment with your values. Put these down. I'm thinking of Fenrir now also like being betrayed by, I'm gonna say in this case, this energy, the one he most trusted. So that could be relevant for some of you. I feel like there might be like a bit of a comparison between Roger and Clara, because Clara is like obsessed with Iruma, and she is like only eyes for him, and like clinging and wanting to like always get his attention and always wanting to be around him. And then Roger here is like like the least trustworthy character. I'm gonna say the least like loyal. Like he'll just do what he wants for himself. Like he has loads of different like personas, loads of different families and situations going on. And it's not that like either are better. Like I love Roger, and that's him. But there's just a questioning here of like, what are you accepting, and is that what you're wanting? You might be, or might have, accepted more of a fluidity than what feels nurturing for you. I feel like you're allowing yourself to find joy in that which you find joyful. You're allowing yourself to go after that which, and experience that which feels pleasurable for you. Maybe a lot of you comforting. Okay, I'm going to put these away and then we might get a couple more cards for you. I heard a long time coming. Yeah, with these succulents also, I'm thinking some of you might feel like you're one of many, but you don't want to be of many. You want to be just one. Like you want to be someone's favorite, for example, and maybe that's not an experience you've been around, or that hasn't been the energy as of late, or you just feel a bit left out in some way, or less prioritized, and you're wanting to take actions that like show those that you care for and want that closer connection with, that's how you're feeling, or you're wanting to only choose like new collaborations that are of that energy of more selectivity, or more of that like favorite energy, if that's one you're resonating with. Woo. Ooh, interesting. Snake. Shedding. Release. And back of the deck is spider. Why do I want to be just like continue to be silent with you? I'm gonna do that. Yeah, it's a feeling of like I had forgotten that I could just be silent. I had forgotten that I could do what I want. I could do what I want. Had you forgotten that? There's something in that maybe too, like I felt like I wanted to like clarify for those of you who didn't see that me saying how I'm feeling is me picking up on your energy. So that there might be a sense of like wanting to clarify, or not wanting situations where you need extra clarity, like wanting to be more settled in your own energy of feeling fully understood, or feeling like you're on the same page. Okay, I just heard a Hyuk song, All Eyes on Me, which feels like what I was saying before, of like you might have a desire for like having someone's eyes just be on you. I'm thinking of Scorpio. Wait, there is a Scorpion card in here though. Like the intensity of snake here. But also the healing element of it, I'm thinking of particularly. Like regeneration, the ability to like breathe a new life into yourself. I'm wanting to give the example of like, how are those around you, those that you love, breathing into you? Or what type of breath do you want future connections to be breathing into you? What is that energy? And also I just love that because, I don't know, the feeling of like breathing into you, it feels like that selective feeling. It's like you can't really breathe into multiple avenues because, I don't know, it's like you have to be really close up. There's like a feeling of, I think, desiring closeness. And a reshaping that's happening through that. Or just shedding old identities even, or shedding old ways of living, of connecting. I think you're asking for a big shake-up. Leopard. I'm thinking of a snake spiraling around a tree. What's that snake from? I forgot what that's called. Jungle Book. The Jungle Book. Like the hypnotizing snake. Hips could be significant. I'll get my body deck. I'm wanting to say, yes, you can have what you want. I almost called you, or I did call you Pal 1 in my head then. We have Beard, which makes me think of that Anzus rune. Beard and Bone. Ooh, I love that. I'm taking that out. It's not quite breath, but I feel like I haven't really been reading enough of a certain part of this energy, which feels so like spiritually, like deep, spiritually aware. Maybe you're wanting more soulful connections, or a more soulful way of living, of seeing that which is outside of you. Seeing that which is outside of you as more a part of you, or more as you. There's a lot of love coming through in this part of the reading. Beard and Bone. That's making me think of missing the, I guess, fill in the blank, because the words aren't coming then. I'm seeing 2 diamonds in this. Yeah, I guess I'll show both of them. What is that energy? Like, I guess I'll show both of them. Also, I'm wanting to show you this up close. I don't know why. Maybe something about how, like, the roots aren't all, like, in yet, and I'm not going to put soil on top of it. At least I haven't. Yeah, I feel like it's, like, looking at the roots, so that then it's like when you cover it with soil, you're still, like, there's still a desire to see the roots, even if that's not what's most apparent. It just feels like there's so much desire here for seeing someone at the core, something at the center. Like, the desire, it's not even like the need to be seeing or be seen at your center, but it's like, I think this is more the maybe that is it, but maybe it's more like just having the experience of having someone having the desire for that, having the stillness, having the presence to be looking, to be like settling into that energy. And I mean, like, when you ask a question, you receive the answer. That's the feeling here. It's like if there's the desire, then it's usually met, or it's always met, is what I'm saying here. I got someone's mind of, like, showing me how that's so not true. but see it in my way. Maybe that's a part of this, like see it in my way. I think it's the desire to understand one another's ways of thinking, or the desire to like see it from their point of view, the desire to see someone's point of view, the desire to look into someone's eyes and see what is there. So much about wisdom that I'm not getting. Your bones. There's a feeling of like knowing in your bones. Or that's what you're wanting. That's what you're wanting to secure in your life. What do you know in your bones to be true? Or how do you want to feel in your bones? I'm circling around. I'm not even circling around it. I'm just going on in another circle. Is that relevant here? I guess that's the message of that. If I want to ask you here, if you were doing a reading on this, if you were doing a reading right now, what would you say? Those that you would see in the same situation as you, what would you want for them? Maybe it would help for you to imagine someone that you so love, someone that you just want the best for, and seeing them in your situation. What would you advise? Or what would you wish upon them? Maybe that is you. Maybe you're the one that you feel like you just so most want to caretake for, but maybe for some of you it's easier to see that with someone that you can resonate with being outside of yourself. I'm gonna move my apple tree around. I'm wanting to say like as you think. See, there's like a thinking energy here. The thinking man. What's that? Oh, that's just on an oracle deck that I don't have, but I've seen it being used before. The thinking man and the thinking woman. Has this got too much water in? No, it hasn't. Hey, look at my apple tree. Ning, 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 ning. Oh, that's a bit wet on this. The Silverstein. Oh. Okay, that just reminds me of my own connection with the magpie. My own connection with the soul that used to be in my personal body. This body of mine began with a different soul inside. That's what I resonate with. And I lost my train of thought there. That could be resonating for some of you. A soul step in. Okay, but no, I think there's more about how it's like the previous soul. Like something about like Silverstein is reminding me of something I was writing with her. Because I've connected with that soul. I relate her more to the name Beth and me presently as the name Anwen. But her soul, it's like this particular name to do with her isn't just like her spirit name, but it's more of like a name she has in a past life that I'm connected to that embodiment of her of. Did that make sense? Maybe there's like a strictness coming in, or it's a feeling of being like really, really guided. like you're not wanting blurry lines. You're wanting not blurry lines. What are the other kinds of lines called? You can fill in the blank. But I went because I just saw the same Carry On Crow, I think it is, that I saw in I think yesterday's video. It has like scuffs. It has like 4 patches of like grayish brown on it. So maybe that's relevant here. I want to zoom this in a bit. Ding! There we go. I just read the Fool. The Fool in tarot could be significant for you. It is just a sense of like beginning anew. I'm hearing One Foot Out the Door. It's a song of the brilliant kind by Voila. Or maybe the unbrilliant kind. Maybe some of you would resonate with that song, or maybe some of you would like actively dislike that song, but still that being like the message. Whoa, where's all that water come from? Oh, it's come from the avocado tree. Bye-bye if you're gonna leave, because I don't know, I feel like I'm doing weird things now. Could that be relevant? Like wanting someone who wants like a weirder part of you? Or wanting more acceptance with those that you already are with, to like embracing more of the weirder side of yourself or of one another? And now, let us take the guy out of this. Take this off. Move. What is this? I love this. I'll keep those two out. I want to take out in your reading this guy who has been in here for ages. It's purple. It's supposed to be purple, but it's dead. It's been in there for ages. It's like it stayed attached. I was surprised at how long it just stayed like full without actually growing a new little guy, little dude. So now I'm giving up. Whoa, take him up by the roots. See? He ain't giving me nothing. He's just taking from the soil. Taking my water. Okay, there you go. I was saying that to you, not the plants. In the bin it goes. Refreshed. Okay, that's where I leave you. Oh, maybe I'll get another card in a moment. Okay, some of you will leave now, so bye-bye. And some of you will not leave now. Because I've tethered you. I've hooked you. Boom, 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 boom. Da, 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 da. Boom, boom, boom. Maybe for a lot of you it wasn't that song, it was just those words, 1 foot out the door. But I could have thought of those words without thinking of Nah, I couldn't have. I do wonder when I say like half sentences, because I don't think I said the word song then. I wonder how many people, like, that's just obvious what I'm about to say, or how many people are like, you didn't actually say the thing. I love just like tidying and moving my plants around in your pile. There we go. The apple tree and avocado tree are friends. They're not competing, they're just friends. Wakiki. Wakiki. Okay, let's put this guy away too now. And then zoom back up. We've got full view of the stars. That can't go there, that's in the shade. He needs to be in the light. And let's put the rubber back on the big rubber, where it belongs. My mind was like searching for songs that have the word belongs, or like you belong. And it was kind of like dabbling in many. There are many things, many songs in life. Not of a specific kind, just like generally there are quite a few songs around the club. Love a good club. Never been to one, but I probably would love a good club. I'm talking about the Bats though. What's that song I'm thinking of now? Of course, 21 Pilots. I'm not even like... I do love 21 Pilots. I just haven't been like as listening to them as much as I was last year, I think. I wanted to say then in your energy, something along the lines of like they've become, or maybe it's just because they've become a staple that it's like I don't notice it because it's less like of a big thing. It's just like an undercurrent of life. That's this energy. I forgot what I was saying. It looks really weird and wonky now, my setup, my plants. I put them in a weird way, but it has allowed like so much caretaking and space and light for the your guy, for the main plant, the plant of the day, the child of the day. Melodious warbler. Do we end it there? Is that what you're asking? I want like the fullness of this to be in, so I want it to be a bit lower. So three of the pile. I wanted to say something like, do you ever feel like... I feel like that's the start of a song that maybe some of you will start to hear. Do you ever feel like... da-da-da-da? Like the da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now I'm thinking, is that just something I've written? I don't think it is. I feel like that could be a really famous song. Is that the thing that I've said before in other readings? I think that could be it. Something I've questioned if it was my writing or a song. Look at that aura. This is the Anzus rune and the beard card. There's such a value on the internal here. Okay, let me crouch onto my chair. See, ordinarily you'd be able to see my legs. But because it's zoomed in, you can't. You don't know what kind of trousers I'm wearing. Except I just showed you. Ah! I was wrong all along. Long, like long legs. Like a daddy long legs. Like the spider. Gong, 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 gong. Shall we get an animal card or two for you too? I think I'll show it, but then I won't place it. A rocky ship. Rocky road. Oh, there's something so internal here. Internal speaking. Puffin. Partnership. Community. Caretaking. Those you can trust. I'm thinking about how they leave their children with like family and with like those around them while they go as like a pair to fish or something. Like both parents sometimes do that. I don't know. But it's like the feeling of being so caretaken. Okay, I can't take it off. Maybe that's significant, like something clingy or possessive even. What's this? There's a grip. Or it's not a grip. What is it? I don't know. You can interpret it yourself. Oh, you can't. What if you can't? Life would be doomed. It's that big eye. This is like the candle of yourself. The candle of your soul. It's like a cross between space. This first one just makes me think your aura. Second one makes me... Oh, no, it's more like... It makes me think of moon energy, but in a less intentional way, more into like a falling grace way, more into like the connectivity, seeing the soul in everything. Okay, yeah, seeing the aura and the soul of everything. Then the second one is like an expanded view of what that everything really entails. Yes, and then maybe something more about like a certain way of relating to others that actually feels like creation. Like it feels like a creative way of loving. Okay, maybe games too. I'm just suddenly seeing this like a marble or like a dice of sorts. Actually, I don't know what I was seeing, but it was like a game, like a board game piece, which makes me think of like spending quality time together. That's what I'll say. Maybe in particular with like something that like is interesting or something that you both or all parties love or value or find joy in. I feel like the more I circled around that, the more I was realizing that wasn't what I was wanting. Those are the words coming out. Okay. Then 3 is... I can't get off this. I got a feeling of, or like a sentence of, like having playing the kinds of board games that actually you have no interest in. Maybe you have no interest in board games, but you are playing board games. Metaphorically, of course, but maybe for some of you that's literal. Literal, not literal. Literal. Literate, maybe types of speech is important too, or it's bringing me back to that energy again of like the way of relating which is creative. It's not like cookie cutter, or it's not like on autopilot. It's a way which feels so personal and so present, in that like each interaction is deliberate and like related to every part of the present experience. Like nothing is like for the sake of it. Everything is desired. Everything is like every moment that you're with that or they of whom you love is like an opportunity. It's not like a given, and there's just such a feeling of like falling into gratitude and being in deeper connection with those who also want deeper connection, or just together, like a feeling of just such like deepening your togetherness. And such like a desire to see one another, the desire to see that internal soul of one another, having that reciprocated to you and to them. Feeling like others want to be seen by you, and like others are wanting to see you too. Or other, if this is more particular for you. I heard something along the lines of like destiny wrapping its cords. I've seen that based off like under the eyes. I don't know what that means, but it sounds kind of cool. I feel like taking an abstract approach to that, like it's more about the fact that I found that something like that was cool. So it's like a feeling of like, I don't want to simplify that. Let's get a card, because I have an energy, but I don't know how to express it. Spider. Freaking spider popping out again. I love a good spider. I love a good weaver of worlds. Or weaver of fill in the blank. The weaver of filling in the blank. Ooh, that was a cool sound. It looks like he's wearing a bandana. Like, oh yeah, I usually see this as like a being with a huge eye. And this looks like he's wearing a bandana. But maybe there's something in how I don't want to say that's what this is. It's not what this is. It's just that I often see it that way. There's so much about like the way in which you see and the way in which you are seen. Like the desire to be perceiving and be perceived, but also just like in what way is that? And that could be logical, but for here I'm feeling more like it's a feeling. How do you want to be seen? And allowing yourself to really sink into that feeling. There's such like a sacred space holding here. Like a gentle opening of like a space to discover. And there's a lot of that like intentional, very like the number 7, like spiritual feeling, internal seeking feeling, like that soul energy, but maybe it doesn't always express itself in that way. Like it doesn't have to be speaking like ooh doo ba doo ba doo, but maybe it's more lighthearted than that. But there's like an undercurrent here of that depth, that like core love feeling, or maybe core appreciation feeling, appreciating, appreciate, eh? See if a character card wants to flop itself out. I feel like clearing these and then maybe getting character cards and getting down from like crouching up. What's that called? I don't think it's crouching. There's more in this that I haven't said. I guess I'll leave that like that. I like that the other cards are still there too. So the energy are there. I can think of them. I can feel into them, but it's not the surface. There's something so beneath the surface about all of this for you. Yeah. I've got all the darkness here. This isn't a like light-hearted desire of yours. This is something so beneath all the surface, beneath all maybe the hustle and bustle, or within that hustle and bustle, seeing what that really is. I'm wanting, both of them kind of came in reverse. Okay, but that's making me think of letting go of the throne. Back of the deck is Himawari Luna. So this is Tsuyo from Sleepy Princess, and this is Hakase from Nichijo. I feel like I had an initial gut knowing towards Hakase, but now I no longer know. I think some of you have a personal connection to this, you know your message, but I'm presuming many of you won't. Maybe you do, and maybe that is the message. It's a feeling of like maybe you felt like you didn't know something, but actually you do. And define know. Like, what is knowing? Maybe you know a decision you want to take, but you actually don't, like, feel the need to, like, justify that or to, like, find many explanations for that maybe once you felt like you needed to. I think there's like a feeling of like falling into a sort of selfishness that is also kind of the opposite of selfishness, because it feels so caring and wanting to be cared for in the same way, and yet it's like that is the like quote-unquote selfish desire. Okay, I'm gonna end your reading there, pile 3. I'll see you in another if I do. I love you very much, and yes, I'll end it on that. I love you. Bye bye.